We live in a very sunny part of the world. We're turning into Florida or something. I don't know what's going on with this weather. But well done, guys. We're going to have a screening on Saturday at the Whale, 2 p.m. We're going to show Straws by Linda Booker. This is a 2017 documentary all about what is on a lot of people's minds at the moment. The fact that straws are pretty much a pointless, useless and ugly part of our lives. When did you guys get involved? Is this something that's only happened in recent weeks, or has it been a few months?
Started last year.
Yeah, it started at the end of last summer, around the week that we were coming back to school.
All right.
A few of us were sitting in the Happy Pear in Greystones, and we were just sitting there chatting, and then we saw like a giant container of plastic straws.
Yeah.
So we just thought, this isn't good, we need to do something about this. So that's kind of how it started.
So we're going to try and close down the Happy Pear for first. I think we should start there, really. We'll get them out of business and then we can move on from there.
Yeah.
So it has become, as a coincidence, the whole world has sort of sat up and noticed the fact that, you know, as I said, straws just seem such a pointless. The same with any single-use plastic, really. The idea that these things are created for one use and then they just never ever go away. Was it a long kind of process from that initial sit down at the Happy Pear and thinking about this to organising yourself? Was that difficult, or how did that come together?
It was a long process, yes, because we spent quite a while thinking about, what are we going to do? What can we do to change this?
Yeah.
And so we got the idea this summer that we should do like a screening of something to like raise awareness of it and get some cafe owners and business owners to come and see it. And
we already have people, like, businesses changing.
Yeah,
which is great. And was that, like, I don't know if that was door to door, whether you emailed people or how did you get in touch?
We made letters and we delivered them door to door. Actually, we just gave them into the business owners, and a few businesses like the Happy Pear and Insomnia have already said they'll change to different to alternatives.
Great, yeah, because it does seem to be, you know, a healthy time for that. In that, you know, the takeaway cups have been addressed, and there's a real kind of swing away from any kind of cup that isn't recyclable, and it's which is lovely. I know Happy Pear, Cafe Grey, others have done that. I mean, for your kind of generation, I mean, I would have grown up when we're sort of aware of this, even going through the 60s and 70s, it became a big issue, and it seemed bizarre that we're at the point where we haven't fixed a lot of these problems. Is it something that you guys feel hopeful about? Do you think, well, there is a kind of a lot of people now who will be smarter than we were?
Definitely, yes.
We have somebody very important coming through. We'll have to walk over here.
That is the goal of the screening, to raise awareness of it.
Yeah.
And to
But would you be hopeful? Would you sort of? I don't know whether, you know, it's hard sometimes to be completely optimistic about, you know, when you look at the fact that we've got 12 years apparently to fix climate change. It just feels sometimes so difficult to imagine we can do it. But I get the impression you guys are more optimistic. You feel there is a fight to be won here.
Well, we know that it won't happen like that, but with long-term goals and with and with the end goal being that we get rid of plastic straws in Greystones, and
outside of Greystones.
Yeah. So, well, I think it has obviously has a knock-on effect. You know, when people recognise what can be done in one town, it hopefully, you know, domino effects into the next town, and before you know it, the whole country takes notice.
Yeah.
So I've got to ask, who is the smart guy or smart girl who come up with the wonderful title Greystones Doesn't Suck?
Oh, that's
my mum. Kira O'Shea.
You're right.
Yeah.
So that is a handy title. It does sort of say everything you need to know.
It's really good. We spent, that was actually, at the very start we had everything planned out, like what we were going to do, but we didn't have a name for the campaign, so we spent like 3 weeks, two or 3 weeks, thinking about, what can we call it? And then she just said, why don't we call it Greystones Doesn't Suck? And then we all said, that's a really good idea,
Isn't it wonderful how something slightly rude always sticks in the brain?
Yeah, it's really handy.
So I will say, well done. I know that there's a lot of work to be done, but you've certainly made a great start. And the fact this will go out there, and people will generally, I think it is, you know, a lot of it's word of mouth, and realising that if your neighbour can do it, I can do it, is sort of the attitude of it. So well done, guys, and we'll report on the film screening on Saturday, but we'll keep in touch. And as you're going along, if there's other things you want to get out there and other, you know, steps in this direction, we'll make sure people know about it.
Brilliant.
Cheers.